10 states where living costs are dropping. Is it time to move? What if I told you that some states in the US are actually getting cheaper to live in? Yeah, while everyone else is freaking out over inflation, these places are quietly becoming more affordable. Lower rent, cheaper groceries, and even shrinking utility bills? It's happening. So if you're tired of high costs draining your wallet, stick around, because today, we're diving into the 10 states where the cost of living is actually dropping. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love learning about the best and worst places to live, work, and retire, you're in the right place. We break down the facts so you don't have to. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on where you should, or definitely shouldn't, move next. Alright, let's jump into it. Over the past few years, the rising cost of living has been a major concern for millions of Americans. Housing prices have soared, grocery bills have nearly doubled in some areas, and let's not even talk about those energy costs. It feels like no matter where you turn, everything is just getting more expensive. But here's the surprising part. Not every state is following this trend. In fact, some states are actually seeing the cost of living drop, making them more affordable than they've been in years. So what's causing this shift? A big factor is the housing market correction. During the pandemic, certain states saw a surge of new residents, pushing up home prices and rental rates. Now, as more people move away and housing inventory catches up, prices are starting to stabilize, or in some cases, even decrease. Another reason is population shifts. While states like Florida and Texas have seen rapid growth, others have experienced a slowdown, reducing demand for housing, services, and goods, which naturally brings prices down. Some states have also adjusted their tax policies or introduced cost of living incentives to attract new residents and businesses. Meanwhile, economic changes like increased local production and energy efficiency improvements have helped lower everyday costs like food, utilities, and transportation. But just because a state is getting cheaper doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad place to live. In fact, many of these states offer a solid quality of life, stable job markets, and affordable housing. All things that can make a huge difference when it comes to your financial well-being. So, if you're tired of watching your paycheck disappear every month, you might want to consider one of these 10 states where the cost of living is actually dropping. Let's jump in! 10 states where living costs are dropping. 10. Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania might not be the first place you think of when it comes to affordability. But over the past year, the cost of living here has been trending downward. One of the biggest reasons is the real estate market. While home prices are still high in places like Philadelphia, smaller cities like Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, and Erie have seen home prices stabilize, or even dip, after a surge in 2021-2022. If you're looking to rent, Pittsburgh in particular has seen rental costs drop by 5–10% in some areas, as more housing becomes available. Another big factor? Lower energy costs. Pennsylvania has a strong natural gas industry, and as energy production increases, utility bills are seeing some relief, especially compared to neighboring states like New York and New Jersey. Food and transportation costs have also seen a slight dip, with gas prices remaining below the national average. And here's something a lot of people don't think about: taxes. Pennsylvania has a flat income tax of 3.07%, one of the lowest in the country. Property taxes can be high in some counties, but compared to states like New York or Connecticut, Pennsylvania is a bargain. So, if you want a mix of city life, small-town charm, and affordability, this state might be worth a second look. 9. Missouri. Missouri has always been known as a budget-friendly state, but recently it's become even more affordable. One of the biggest reasons? The housing market correction. While the national real estate market has been up and down, Missouri has seen a steady decrease in home prices in several major cities. St. Louis and Kansas City, in particular, have seen housing costs level out, and in some neighborhoods, rental prices have dropped by as much as 8–12% in the last year. That's a huge deal, especially for renters looking to save. Another major reason why Missouri is getting cheaper is lower gas prices. The state consistently has some of the lowest fuel prices in the country, making commuting and transportation costs much more manageable. This is a big plus for people who drive long distances for work or just don't want to drop half their paycheck at the gas pump. Missouri also has a lower tax burden compared to many states. With no state tax on Social Security benefits, it's a particularly good option for retirees looking to stretch their dollar. Groceries and utilities are also cheaper than the national average, and healthcare costs are relatively low, making it one of the more well-rounded affordable states. And let's not forget, Missouri has a decent job market. While it's not a tech hub like California or Texas, industries like healthcare, manufacturing, and agriculture provide stable employment with wages that, when compared to the cost of living, actually go further than in many other states. So, if you're looking for a state with a strong economy, affordable housing, and one of the lowest costs of living in the Midwest, Missouri should definitely be on your radar. 8. Kentucky. Kentucky isn't just known for bourbon, horse racing, and fried chicken. It's also becoming one of the more affordable places to live in the U.S. Over the past year, the state has seen a noticeable decline in housing costs, particularly in cities like Louisville and Lexington. Rent prices have dropped in several areas as more housing developments come onto the market, and home prices remain below the national average. But the affordability doesn't stop at housing. Utilities in Kentucky are significantly cheaper than in many states, thanks to abundant coal and natural gas resources that keep energy prices low. That means whether you're cranking up the heat in winter or blasting the AC in summer, your utility bill won't give you a heart attack. Another huge factor is low property taxes. Kentucky has some of the lowest property tax rates in the country, which is a big plus for homeowners looking to settle down without paying a fortune in taxes. The state also offers relatively low healthcare costs, making it a great option for retirees or families on a budget. And let's talk about food prices, because who doesn't love a good meal? Kentucky benefits from a strong agricultural sector, meaning grocery costs are lower than in most states. You'll find fresh produce, meats, and dairy at prices that won't break the bank. So, if you're looking for an affordable state with a little bit of southern charm, Kentucky is worth considering. Just be prepared for some serious humidity in the summer. 7. Michigan. Michigan is another state where the cost of living is steadily dropping, especially when it comes to housing and utilities. While the state saw a housing boom during the pandemic, prices are now stabilizing, and in some areas, even going down. If you're looking to buy a home, cities like Grand Rapids, Lansing, and parts of Detroit are seeing price adjustments that make home ownership much more attainable compared to other parts of the country. One major reason for Michigan's affordability? Energy costs. The state produces a lot of its own energy, and as renewable energy sources expand, electricity prices have remained below the national average. That means lower utility bills, which is a big deal, especially considering those brutal Michigan winters. Food and transportation costs have also seen a dip. Gas prices in Michigan tend to fluctuate, but compared to states on the east or west coast, it remains relatively cheap. Plus, the state has a strong agricultural industry, keeping grocery prices competitive. Now let's talk about jobs. Michigan has been investing heavily in manufacturing, healthcare, and tech, which has helped stabilize wages and keep the unemployment rate lower than in previous years. That's important because affordability isn't just about low costs. It's also about having a strong economy that supports residents. If you can handle the snow, Michigan is proving to be a solid choice for people looking to stretch their dollar without sacrificing too much in terms of quality of life. 6. West Virginia. West Virginia has always been one of the most affordable states, but the trend is continuing in a big way. The state boasts some of the lowest housing costs in the nation, with home prices significantly below the U.S. median. Even rental prices, which have been skyrocketing elsewhere, have remained low in cities like Charleston, Morgantown, and Huntington. Another area where West Virginia shines? Healthcare costs. This state consistently ranks as one of the cheapest places for medical care, making it an attractive option for retirees or anyone looking to cut down on those hefty hospital bills. Utilities and food costs are also well below the national average. With a mix of local agriculture and low transportation costs, West Virginians enjoy relatively cheap groceries compared to neighboring states. Gas prices tend to be lower too, making everyday expenses more manageable. Of course, the biggest downside to West Virginia is the job market. The state has struggled with economic growth, and opportunities in high-paying industries can be limited. But if you're remote working or retiring and don't need to worry about job prospects, this state offers insane affordability and some of the most beautiful mountain views in the country. 5. Arkansas may not be at the top of everyone's relocation list, but financially speaking, it's one of the most affordable states in the U.S. Housing prices in Little Rock, Fayetteville, and Jonesboro have remained low, and in some areas, rent prices have dropped as new housing developments hit the market. Another major factor? Arkansas has some of the lowest property taxes in the country. That means not only is real estate affordable, but you won't be paying sky-high taxes to own a home. Groceries and healthcare costs are also well below the national average, which is a big deal for families and retirees looking to save money on everyday expenses. Arkansas also benefits from a strong job market in industries like retail, transportation, and healthcare. Walmart, the largest retailer in the world, is headquartered in Bentonville, creating thousands of jobs across the state. If you can handle the hot summers and occasional tornado, Arkansas offers an extremely low cost of living and a slower-paced lifestyle that might be perfect for some people. Chapter 4. Mississippi. Mississippi has consistently been one of the cheapest states to live in, and in recent years, the cost of living has continued to trend downward. Housing, food, and healthcare costs are all among the lowest in the country, making it a great place for anyone looking to stretch their paycheck. Rent prices in Jackson, Gulfport, and Hattiesburg have remained affordable, with some areas even seeing declines. Property taxes are also incredibly low, making it an attractive place for homeowners. The downside? Mississippi struggles with economic growth, and wages are lower than in other states. But if you're already retired or have a remote job, this state could be a great option if you want to save money without sacrificing too much. Buffer 3. Oklahoma is another state where the cost of living keeps dropping, especially in housing and transportation. Gas prices here are some of the lowest in the US, which is great for anyone who commutes or just wants to save money at the pump. Housing in Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and Norman remains affordable, with prices actually declining in some areas. Food costs are also lower than in most states, making everyday expenses easier to manage. Plus, Oklahoma has a strong job market, especially in industries like energy, aviation, and healthcare. If you're looking for an affordable state with job opportunities, this one should be on your list. 2. Kansas has quietly become one of the most affordable states in the US, with costs dropping in several key areas. Housing prices, which skyrocketed in many states, have remained stable or even declined in cities like Wichita, Topeka, and Overland Park. Renters are also seeing relief, with median rent price trending downward as more housing supply becomes available. Beyond housing, transportation, healthcare, and utilities are all below the national average. Kansas also boasts a low tax burden, making it an appealing option for homeowners and retirees looking to stretch their income. Gas prices remain among the lowest in the country, and grocery costs benefit from the state's strong agricultural industry. The job market here is solid, particularly in industries like manufacturing, healthcare, and aviation, with Wichita being a major aerospace hub. While Kansas might not be the most thrilling place to live, if you're looking for affordability, job stability, and low living costs, this Midwestern state is a smart financial move. Iowa taking the top spot on the list is Iowa, where the cost of living continues to drop across the board. The biggest factor? Housing affordability. Unlike many states where home prices have surged, Iowa's real estate market has remained stable and budget-friendly, even in major cities like Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, and Davenport. Rent prices are also among the lowest in the Midwest, making it an excellent choice for both renters and homebuyers. Iowa also stands out with low food, healthcare, and utility costs. Thanks to a strong agricultural economy and an increase in renewable energy production, everyday expenses here remain far cheaper than in most states. Gas prices are consistently low, and groceries are among the most affordable in the country. While Iowa isn't the flashiest place, it has a strong job market, a low unemployment rate, and a stable economy. If you're looking for a low-cost, low-stress place to live without sacrificing quality of life, Iowa is easily one of the best financial choices right now. So, there you have it. 10 states where the cost of living is actually dropping. In a time when everything seems to be getting more expensive, these places are bucking the trend and proving that affordability is still possible. Could one of them be your next move? Let me know in the comments! If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our updates on the best and worst places to live in the US. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.